Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Wicked Bee of the West YouTube channel. My name is Dr. Stephanie Diana Eubank. I teach business administration over at Stan State, and I'm the owner of Wicked Bee of the West Consulting Agency. So, I want to talk in this 8-part series of workplace isolation, specifically with regards to not only how these different types of isolation can affect remote workers, but how they are also indirectly hurting in-person, hybrid, and remote workers. So today's talk is on the concept of information isolation. Now, many companies operate on a top-down structure with regards to leadership. And as such, this can create informational isolation, whether planned or not. And what is informational isolation? I'm so glad you asked. This occurs when remote, in-person, or hybrid employees don't receive the same amount, quality, or timeliness of information. On-site colleagues can also be affected just as much as remote or hybrid workers. That's where this creates an unusual hurdle for organizations to deal with. Oftentimes, especially with a top-down leadership structure, you have executive leadership giving orders to leadership and leadership giving these new updated information and orders and new processes either once they are ready to or when they feel like it, and they may or may not give it to everybody all at once, or may also not convey the changes in a timely fashion, or give all the information because basically you're having a game of telephone with leadership. Now, why does this matter? Well, especially for remote and hybrid workers, you're in the dark, even if it's just temporary. It is an issue with regards to how you are being effective in your workplace. And also, we have proofs since 2020 and since the research that the Bureau of Labor and Statistics has been doing since 2016, that remote work, it's not going away. It is now proven to not be a temporary glitch in our workplace modality. It is durable and ongoing, and we're seeing companies implementing remote work for smaller and growing and startup companies as an effort to poach subject matter experts from larger companies. And even larger companies are making exceptions for their in-person and return to office for these subject matter experts. But with regards to information, when you're not sharing it within all of your different modalities, you are hindering your own productivity within your organization and also indirectly hurting the morale of your entire workforce. Now, leaders kind of are in the dark with regards to this because they're only getting the information secondhand and oftentimes through a pipeline of other leadership. And again, can work like a game of telephone. So there's only so much leaders can actually do to help themselves. But those who are in non-leadership roles or non-manager roles, there's 3 things that they can do to help themselves with regards to this issue. For one, in remote and hybrid, and even oftentimes in person, seek context with regards to any changes in policy procedure or updated information. Without the why behind the decisions, a lot of times, especially in remote work, it can seem like duplication of process and procedure and can cause delays. So again, making sure to be bold and ask why versus just accepting things is always a good place to start. Also, siloed networks. A large scale research project done by Microsoft found that remote work reduces real-time interactions and increases the concept of siloed work, which makes it so that work and information and policy and procedures, as far as how each person is developing their own personal process for doing their work and what additional items they are creating, ends up kind of being hoarded by individuals. So making sure that you're sharing information that you have created, process, uh, or even just tips and tricks with you, the rest of your team and with your leadership, is a great way to not only look and see what gaps and changes leadership might have just forgotten to tell, and also for looking for ways that you can help your overall team manage to increase their effectiveness. And lastly, the effect of this lack of information can really hurt um, remote, hybrid, and even in-person workers with regards to their feeling of belonging and their career visibility. When information is informal and doesn't come at a regular basis, and it can really hurt how these workers feel within their work. And even with the onset of AI becoming more and more prevalent in the workplace, we still have to remember as leaders to be human centric. Our human assets and our teammates are our biggest assets, and we need to do what we can to help support them. And those who are in non-managerial roles, you have to find ways to develop those connections with your teammates and leadership, even in a remote or hybrid modality, just to better foster your own peace of mind within the workplace. And I know there's no real set way on how to do that, but it's got to come from you and yourself in your own authentic leadership styling. That's all I have for you for today as we carry on this 8-week series on the different types of isolation felt in the business place. If you have any questions or would like some information on Wicked Bee of the West's consulting services, please feel free to like and subscribe, and additional contact information is below. And as always, remember, remote work, it's here to stay.